We're going to go live while I get myself situated, right? We are back. We are back while I get myself situated, right? Shout out to everybody who's here. Shout out to everybody who's here. Everybody who's here. If you got somebody, shout them out. Shout them out. If you got somebody, shout them out. You know, Twitch in the building. Twitch in the building, right? Let me check Twitch out. Make sure Twitch is booming. You know, I like to check Twitch out on the phone. Make sure everything is booming. We are here. We are here. Oh, I can check it from a whole nother account. Yeah, I can be nosy. I could be nosy. Okay, it's cool. It's looking good. It's solid. It's solid. I want to take that off, though. It's solid. Okay. Okay, so let's go. How we doing, everybody? How we doing, everybody? How we doing, everybody? How we doing? How's everybody doing today? I hate when it's Facebook. We got Facebook in the building. What's up? Who's in here from Facebook, man? And we gotta wait till Facebook. Today's show is actually a little different today. Today's show is a little bit different, right? A little bit different for today's show.
It's an evil world we live in.
You know, it's an evil world we live in. Today's show's a little different, guys. So we're gonna wait till a couple people file up in here. You know, we gotta get people because we're not on Instagram today. We directly on Twitch and Facebook. The reason why I like Facebook is because I don't know. Actually, this is my favorite. I gotta get more action going on this Facebook page because it's monetized. So Instagram's not monetized. So and we're doing back-to-back streams because Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football has my attention span gone. So we're gonna do that. But for the most part, we're good to go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see how it looks. Let's see how it's looking on Facebook. Should we see how it looks looking on Facebook? It should be clean on Facebook. Are we clean on Facebook? I think we're clean on Facebook. Right? We're good. We're good on Facebook, right? Right? How's everyone feeling tonight? How's everyone feeling tonight, man? How y'all living? How's life treating y'all out there? How's life treating y'all? I know it's a little early. How's life treating y'all out there, man? It looks funny. Right? How is life treating y'all today, man? So listen, what I want to talk about tonight, right, is discipline, the foundation of a man's life, right? And welcome back to another episode of Talk with Maserati. And this was the Maserati Mindset, right? Discipline, the foundation of a man's life, right? Today we're going to talk about something every man needs to hear, discipline. Not to mention luck, not luck, but quite the opposite. Constant grind that shapes your health, your mindset, your relationship, ultimately your peace. That's what this is about. Ultimately understanding how discipline, structure is really ultimately about your peace, your relationships, your goals, how basically being structured in your life will help everything you want to do. Now, you might not believe me, but some of the most successful people, some of the people you look up to, some of the people you want in your life, some of the people you want to be like, really got there by being disciplined. They got there by being structured. And I know that you might not understand that. And I'm going to just give personal experience. I realized that for me, getting to where I wanted to be in life came from being structured and disciplined. Good evening, Tiff. What's going on? So, the best thing I got from that was just being structured and being disciplined. Like that's how I understood this. So we're gonna go through some stuff. Shout out to the chat. What's up, Tiff in the chat? So every man, and the reason why I'm on men tonight because I did women last night. So I don't want the guys or the ladies think I'm going back and forth. Some nights I'm on the guys, some nights I'm on the females. But the importance of structure. We're gonna start with structure. Tonight we have the need for structure, the health factor, decision-making skills, relationships, and the power and words of mindful speech, right? And then we're going to close out with discipline and lifelong practice of that, and we're going to close out the show with that. Today's show might be a little lengthy, and I might jump around, but I also want you guys to understand one thing. Tonight's show is very, very simply about discipline and structure and understanding how that's going to help you in life and how that helped me in life, because discipline and structure will get you further than most things. I think discipline and structure actually get you farther than education, to be honest. Like, really, discipline and structure will get you farther than any education, any smarts you might have, because you can be smart and intelligent, but if you're not disciplined and structured, it don't even matter. So that's the key to this, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all that right now, because no matter what you do in life, if you're a pastor, if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, even if you are even work at McDonald's, if you don't have discipline and structure, it doesn't matter, because you know why? Without discipline and structure, you'll never accomplish what you want. So let's dive into the first segment, right? The need for structure, right? Discipline is different between a man drifting and a man driving his own life. So discipline, what makes discipline so realistic. What makes discipline so realistic and so serious is the difference between a man drifting in life and driving his own life. And what that means when you're drifting in life, discipline makes sure that you have intention in your life, you have direction in your life, and you really know what you're going, right? You know where you're going in life. A lot of dudes, I'm not saying all, but a lot of guys wake up, smoke a blunt, drink, play the game, hop on the internet, or go chill with their friends with no direction in life and blame the world. They blame the white man. They blame their record. They blame not knowing this. They're not smart enough. They didn't have opportunities. They didn't get this chance. They didn't get this. They didn't get that, right? When you wake up every day with no structure, life starts running you instead of you running life. When you don't wake up every day saying, you know what? I can go do this. I can have that. When you don't put yourself in a race and you don't start competing in life, you have no structure. And structure comes with saying, you know what? I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to write my goals down. I'm going to pray. I'm going to put myself in a mindset and say, I'm going to go get it. That's what happens when you don't focus on that. Because see, a lot of people just want things handed to them. Why? Because it's easy to get things handed to you, right? Structure gives you peace. It's not about being rigid. It's about being intentional. And structure is going to help you with anything. Like if you see a certain woman you want, she's going to respect structure. A woman's going to understand structure. A woman's going to want structure. A woman is going to be attracted to your structure, first and foremost, right there, right? We can start there because a lot of y'all be one of these ladies, right? So a lady's going to respect structure. A lady's going to say, listen, you ain't got time for me. Why? Oh, I got this in place. Okay, when you have time, can you fit me into this schedule? When you have time, I know you're structured, right? And structure is going to build character and integrity, because even when doing business, people respect structure. They understand that, hey, you live a structured life. So if you can structure your life properly, you can structure a business properly. And let me say this also. Don't think that this is just like some blanket statement. I get that some people, some geniuses are kind of wild. They just do things erratically and they make it happen. But that's some cases. You need some type of structure in your life. Every successful man you admire, from athletes to entrepreneurs, has one thing in common: structure. Kobe Bryant, structure. Michael Jordan, structure. Elon Musk, structure. Mark Zuckerberg, structure. Jeff Bezos, structure. All these dudes had a structured system to get them where they wanted. Now, you don't see that because you see the end result. You just see the money. They know what time they wake up. They know what time they train. They know what time they work. They know when they rest. They say Steve Jobs wore the same shirt and jeans. Why? Because he had more decisions to make than just what he wanted to wear. That was a structured decision to say, I want to worry about deciding what I have to do with work instead of what I have to wear. That is called structure. Okay? Without discipline, you become reactive. With it, you become proactive. See, I think a lot of us are living life reactive. I don't think a lot of us are living life proactive. And there's a big difference. Exactly. See, Tiff said in the chat, that's why I don't know why I ain't got the chat up. Chat's up now. She said, being a woman, structure is one of my top 5 things I need to have in a man, because it translates into so many different things. It translates in so many different things because they see it as, if you're not structured in your life, how are you going to be structured into our life? And how's that going to, that's not a transferable skill. It has to be there because they want to see, like, is this going to work? Right. And because a lot of times, and most of the time, I'm going to say most of the times, right? If you don't have structure, you're going to be every which way. Right. And a lot of dudes don't have structure because they were never taught structure. And that's okay. That's why I'm here. That's why that's why I'm here. And we're going to get to that. Right. Because when you have, without discipline and structure, you're living life reactive. With it, you're living life proactive. When I mean reactive, a lot of people live life reactive in the sense of when something happens, they try to fix it. When they don't have it, they try to get it. When they don't know, they try to find out instead of saying, you know what? If I save for a rainy day, I have money for an accident. If I go to school, I don't have to worry about not having a job. If I start my own business, I don't got to worry about listening to a nagging boss, right? If I'm more intentional with the women I date, I don't have to worry about having a nagging baby mama. These are the small things that you do to have structure, right? You have to think about that. Stop chasing comfort and start building character. Stop chasing comfort and start building character. Because see, what happens is comfort is not discipline, it's not structure. That's comfort. When you're comfortable, you don't care what you do. You don't care how you look. You don't care about how you think. You don't care about how you perceive yourself. You're just comfortable in life. You're waking up with a laxy-daisy type of lifestyle. You just wake up like, oh, okay, whatever. It's cool. I'll do it when I get a chance. I'm not taking this serious. And when you're not taking life serious, you don't care about the results you get. And when you don't care about the results you don't get, that to me, that's crazy. Because no man, no person should just not care about the results they get in life. And when you don't have structure, you don't care about the results you get in life. And that's wild to me. That's when you live in to be reactive. And when I say you live in to be reactive, you only react in your life when things happen to you. You ever notice some people only come to you when they need help, or they only come to you when they have a problem? Because they're living reactive. That's why a lot of people only pray to God when they need something. A lot of people only pray to God when they need something. They don't ever go to God in thanks. See, I be thanking God every day. I thank God, man. Thank God for this. Thank God for that. Thank God, man. Hey, I pray, God, that my team is good. I pray, God, everybody around me is good. Thank you for putting these people in my life, God. Thank you for the blessings you keep giving me because I'm thankful. That's proactive. A lot of y'all are reactive. So y'all always asking, God, can you please pay this bill? God, can you get me out of this problem? Can you get me out of this jam? I'm sorry, God, I won't do this again. Because you live in life reactive. You never had structure, you know, and it's okay. Like I say, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. But what I do notice with a lot of people is you haven't made a plan. A lot of people have never sat down and write goals. When I talk to people, when I'm getting to meet, especially with ladies, whenever I'm talking to a lady, whether it be romantic, where it's not romantic, whether I'm just trying to figure out whether I just like her, whatever I'm trying to do with her, whatever the case may be, right? It's a lot of questions I ask. And one of my favorite questions to ask a woman, or even a person, is what's your 5 and 10-year goal? Now, granted, I'll let someone slide with the 10-year goal because that's kind of a decade out. It's kind of crazy. But if you don't have a 5-year goal, you're not structured and you're not living life with intention, because a 5-year goal can be simple. The easiest, listen to me. Facebook, Twitch, listen. The easiest 5-year goal is to lose weight, get in shape, get closer to God, get a better job, go to school. Those are easy 5-year goals. That's just one line on a piece of paper that you can work on every day. Most people won't do that. Hold on. I have a work call. Hold on 1 second. I probably got to mute my mic. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Let me give you a call back when I finish. Okay. All right, you're welcome. All right, bye. Work call. All right, we're back, guys. Work call. It'd be like that sometime at work. You know how work is, man. Some of us got 9 to 5s. What's up, Chili Chase? Chili Chase with the information for shout out Chili Chase for the information for YouTube, guys. Shout out to Chili Chase, right? So with this, right? So back to being structured. A lot of times when you live in a structured life, right? If you don't really, really put the work in to understand where you're going in life, you will live reactive. We're talking about being reactive, right? And so a lot of people, like I said, only go to God when they need something. And so you'll find yourself doing things uncommon, right? And I want to tell you something. I'll go back to this. Structure gives you peace. And it's not about being rigid. It's about being intentional. And like I say, one of my biggest questions, like I'll go back to what I was saying is, I'll ask a person, what's your 5-year goals? What's your 10-year goals, right? If you don't have a 5-year goal, and a 5-year goal is simple, like I said, lose weight, get closer to God, get a better job, go back to school. Those small common things will help you better your life in the easiest of way. And people won't even do that. Why? Because it seems too hard and it's too close and it's too challenging. You know why people don't want to do that? I'm going to tell you why people don't want to do that. Because you got to hold them accountable. You got to hold them accountable. So if you make a 5-year goal, right? And somebody tells you, hey, I made a 5-year goal, I'm going to lose weight, right? And then you see them eating a big ass burger from fucking In-N-Out animal style with animal style fries and they ain't been to the gym ever. Now they're looking at themselves in the mirror like, damn, I didn't do that. But see, you got to have structure and discipline. It's the reason why I sit up and say, you know what? I don't eat meat. I don't drink. I don't go out and party. I'm in the gym 6 days out the week. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm not showing off on social media when I post. I'm just saying I'm here. I'm just saying I'm here. I'm not here because of y'all. I'm not here because of nobody else. I'm here because I made a commitment to myself to be a better version of myself. And that's all I care about. Most people don't even care about that. Most people are not even man enough. I'm talking about women too. Women ain't man enough. I know they're not men, but I'm just saying to make a commitment to themselves on structure and hold true to that. Think about that. Ask yourself that. When is the time that you've made a commitment to yourself and said, self, I'm going to do this? Some of y'all won't stop messing with that person. Some of y'all won't stop going out drinking. Some of y'all won't stop spending money. Some of y'all won't stop scrolling on social media. And that's crazy because I'm telling you, because I'm going to be on social media. I want you to look at my videos, which is crazy. But at the same time, think about that. Think about the commitments you cannot make to yourself to say, hey, I want to better myself. Can I at least give up this? Some of y'all can't even fast to get closer to God or whatever you believe in, just to do that. That is the need for structure. That's living life proactive. I see it all on my timeline every Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday morning. The same people going out, spending money, drinking, the lack of structure. But you know what? Every successful man you admire, every successful woman you admire, from athletes to entrepreneurs, have one thing in common. They have structure. You see them partying, but guess what they did for 10 or 15 years? They worked on their business. They worked on their sports. They worked on their bodies. They athletes. They went out. They just partying because you see them right now. You see them having fun. But you know what they did? They worked hard for years. Yeah, they suffered for years just so they can have that moment. But guess what they do to you? They sell you a lifestyle, an image for that one moment. That one moment in time, and you're biting it up saying, oh, I got to live like that. I've seen so many people try to keep up with the Joneses of this Instagram life to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to live free. Like, take this for example. This new wave of these young people trying to be rappers, right? A lot of youngsters being rappers. This is the most annoying number one cause of no need for structure that has. It tells people you don't have to work. You don't have to wake up early. You don't have to take nothing serious. All you do is wake up when you want to, go to sleep when you want to, smoke weed, go around, hop around with girls, party, drink, have no structure, and you're going to be rich. Just keep recording music. When that is not the truth. They don't show that a lot of these rappers have been to college. A lot of these rappers treat the studio like a 9-to-5 job. They're not high in the studio. They actually have a business mindset. They're actually going on tour. They're actually doing things the right way. They're going to video shoots. They're handling their business. They're actually being professional, getting PR training. They're going to interviews. They're going to podcasts. They have a personal assistant. They're really handling business. They don't show that side. What they show, chains, girls in the videos, cars, sipping lean. They're selling an image of no structure, but really living a life of structure. You see the game? Y'all see what I'm talking about here? You see the big difference of structure and no structure, but they're selling a life of no structure, but really living a life of structure. Because what happens when you try to sell somebody structure, discipline, say, listen, I don't want you to have fun. I want you to work hard because for delayed gratification. Telling someone that, hey, listen, you're not going to feel it right now. That's like sex. Imagine having sex. Imagine someone told you, like, look, you can have sex right now, but you're not going to feel the orgasm until 5 days later or a year later. You're not going to want to have sex. You're like, hold up. You telling me I'm going to have sex with this girl right now, and I won't feel the orgasm until a year later. You're not going to want to have sex. You're like, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. Because I need instant gratification because the world has put everything. We advanced in technology so fast that we want instant gratification. We need to feel it right now. So we lack structure because structure says I put the work in now to feel it later. Why do you think most jobs you work now and get paid 2 weeks later? Why do you think that? Why do you think people say I need fast money? Why do you think there's a difference between dope money and working a job? A job tells you, and think about, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. I want you guys to really think about this because I thought about this, right? You have to work a job, right? You work a job. You actually trust in your job to pay you. So you got to work for 2 weeks, right? Hoping that you work 80 hours. On that Friday, you trust your job to pay you, right? And you have to responsibly, structurally pay all your bills, save money, and have fun, and make sure that you have enough money to hold you over to your next paycheck. Most people are not even structured enough to do that. That's why people live check to check. So when it comes to structure, a lot of people don't have enough for that, right? Now you get what I'm saying? You kind of get what I'm saying with that? Like the importance of that. And people don't get it, but it's okay. We'll keep moving on because I think that you can't beat a dead horse. And I think people understand what I'm saying. They just don't want to. They're like, well, I hear him, but do I really hear him? Do I want to hear him? You don't want to hear me. You know why? Because I'm not sitting here with a bunch of chains on saying I got a Ferrari out front and I'm going to help you make some money, so buy my course. That's the problem. And I get it. I get it. I could do that. I could make you feel comfortable. I can hop on here, go rent a nice little foreign car, go rent some jewelry, sit here and say, yeah, man, have a Rolex on and sell you the dream. And you would actually buy it. I guarantee you 100% you would buy that. I guarantee you, y'all out there, y'all know that. If I sat here saying the same thing right now, but put some jewelry on, had a car front, start clipping up content with me hopping off a plane, hopping on yachts with females and bottles, and told y'all the same thing, and y'all would believe me. If I told y'all, man, y'all got to be structured. If y'all trying to live this lifestyle, this $1 million lifestyle, this $1 million mindset, man, buy my course, I'm going to teach y'all how to do this, y'all will believe it. But since I'm telling y'all to get delayed gratification and not have it right now, y'all don't want to listen. But I get it. But let's talk about the health factors of discipline. Your body's the first reflection of discipline. Now, today I seen something that disgusts me. And I want to ask y'all a question, right? We got Facebook and Twitch in the building. And you don't have to answer. You can't answer. I don't care. Your body's the first reflection of your discipline. Now, no one is in here perfect shape unless you take steroids. If you take steroids, then you probably look like a fucking professional bodybuilder. But you don't if you don't take steroids because it takes a lot of work. But what I don't like, what I do think is the most disgusting thing I ever seen is when I see a person driving and they're stuffing their face full of food while they're driving, that is a lack of discipline. You couldn't even wait till you got to where you were going to eat the food. You're so undisciplined. You're so greedy that you have to drive and eat. You have to drive and eat. That's how undisciplined you are. That's how greedy you are. That is a level of undisciplined, just unstructured lifestyle I can't stand. Now, it's not about six-pack or aesthetics. It's about stewardship. It's about you've been given one body, one vessel to carry your mission through life. Your purpose-driven life. You've been given one body, one vessel to carry your mission like that God has given you, right? We can't get this back. And we've seen people. Well, I'm going to tell you like right now, we've seen people. You know, when you eat clean, when you rest, when you move, you're telling yourself, I matter. When you really, bro, I want y'all all to think about this. I want everybody to think about this right now who's watching this from Facebook to Twitch. Think about a time you ate some bullshit and you just didn't feel right. You moved sluggish, right? You was just like, man, I don't feel good. Or somebody, you know, black people, we eat different. We're like, when we go to your house, if it ain't clean, we're not going to eat there. You know, black people, if you black and you watching this, you don't go to people's house. If it ain't clean, you're not eating there. You're just going to be like, I'm cool. Why? Because you know if it ain't clean, it ain't good. So you already know that. And we all know that, right? So imagine the time, right? I want y'all to imagine the time. Sit here and think about it because I'm going to think about it too. You ate some food, right? It wasn't clean. And you like, man, it made you feel like you wasn't disciplined or structured. It made you feel bad. Your body didn't even agree with it. Your stomach start hurting. You start sweating. You got a headache. You knew your body wasn't agreeing with it. You knew your body was rejecting it because God made our body that way. God made your body self-sufficient. Self-sufficient. God made your body to tell you that ain't right. I remember one time, I'm going to tell y'all the story. Now, my mom and sister like to drink, right? They like wine. They're wine connoisseurs, as you would say. How do you say it? They're wine connoisseurs, whatever. So they like to go to the vineyards out in Temecula, right? So My mom and sister, they use me. They're users. They like, hey, you want to go to the vineyards out there? I'm like, I don't drink, so why would I go? Oh, you can go eat and listen to the music. I'm like, why do you want me to go? Well, can you drive? Because we want to drink. So we really want a designated driver. So I'm like, okay, I'll go, right? So we go, right? I like a charcuterie board. I just learned how to say that word, by the way, charcuterie board, because I couldn't say it at first. I don't know too many black people that can say charcuterie board. A few of us can. I know when they first time saying charcuterie board. By raising hands at home for yourself, if you could say charcuterie board for the first time, raise your hand. I couldn't. I lied right there. But charcuterie board, right? So I normally get a charcuterie board, something simple, right? So when we get there, we they set up, they order, they get a ticket, and they get their little whatever it is where they get to try out these little wines, right? But we go get food, right? And so when we finna go get the food, we order the food. I think a charcuterie board, I think some calamari and something else. I forgot what I got. So we sit down, we're talking. I eat the food, right? I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm sitting there doing my usual. I'm on my phone. I'm just like, man, whatever. I'm like, man, my stomach just don't feel right after I eat the food, right? I'm like, dang. I'm like, I drink some water. I'm like, man, get that little, when you're like, I'm like, oh. So I'm like, hold on, they're like, what's wrong? I say, yeah, that food didn't go down right. Mind you, I don't drink or nothing. I rush to the bathroom. By the time I get to the bathroom, I throw everything up. It just didn't sit right with my body because I don't eat meat. I'm a vegan. I don't eat meat. I try not to eat fried foods. I put everything in the air fryer. I try to stay away from fast foods. It just don't go in my body like that. So I don't eat unclean. So therefore my body rejected it, right? So if you eat clean, if you're structured living, if you eat clean, your body will reject it. Neglecting your health is neglecting your purpose. I want to say that again so y'all understand it, because I don't think y'all be listening to me. Neglecting your health is neglecting your purpose. And when you neglect your purpose, you neglect what God has for you. Straight up. I don't care what nobody say. You can't debate me on that one. You can't debate me on that one. I don't care. Facebook, Twitch, anybody. You can't debate that on me. Neglecting your health is neglecting your purpose, and you neglect your purpose, you neglect what God has for you. And you're neglecting God, straight up. A man who doesn't control what he eats, drinks, consumes mentally is a man controlled by everything outside of him. Straight up. Listen to me. I'm going to say that again to you one more time. Listen, I'm going to say it real slow because I talk fast. A man who doesn't control what he eats, drinks, or consumes mentally is a man that's controlled by everything outside of him. Now, why do I say that? Why do y'all think I say that? Right? Because now this is going to get a little more tricky. This is going to get a little more tricky when I say that. So I'm going to say it one more time for you guys. So you guys can hear clear. A man who doesn't control what he drinks, consumes mentally, or what he eats is controlled by everything outside of him. Why do I say that? A lot of you guys are out here drinking too much, eating bullshit, consuming things mentally. What is consuming things mentally? Porn, bad music, all this goofy shit, Instagram, gossip, just jargon, right? And the reason I say that is it consumes and corrodes through your way of thinking that gets you your lack of discipline. It just gets the lack of discipline in your life. What I mean by that, right? You get consumed with living just a BS life. And what I mean by BS life, I'm trying not to cuss. Sorry about that. You're consuming this in mass consumption. Like, I can't stand a dude who just follows the big booty chicks online. He always talking about sex. Like, bro, all you think about is sex. I get it. Most men think about that shit all the time, but when you just talk about it, if you're a grown man, you're on a porn site, bro, you're weird. First of all, you're supremely weird. That is creepy. 1, creep. 2, you're consumed by that. So now that's what controls you. That's the only thing you do. That's the only thing you know. And if you could be controlled by that, you could be controlled by anything else. So you do anything for that. So you have no sexual discipline, no sexual structure. That means you can be controlled by that. So that means a woman can control you with that. And any man who can be controlled by that could be led to do anything from that. So that's a bigger problem. And we don't have that much time on the show for that one. That alone, that's a whole nother show alone. Good afternoon. What's up with it, brother? Right? So what we're going to say is this, right? Having structure and understanding discipline will help you understand your purpose. severely. Like you would have to really understand your purpose with that. You have to understand that, right? You have to understand that that's your purpose. You have to understand where you're going in life and understand what you're going to do and how it's going to make you a better person, right? Because the health factor, do we all know that stress can actually give you a heart attack? Do we all understand that? I don't think people know that. Do you know that the leading cause of black men in America is cardiac arrest? Do we all know that? Do we know that diabetes is high in the black male in America? Do we all know that? Do we know that male suicide and depression is on an all-time rise in America right now? Do we know that? Do you know that women outlive men in marriages and in life in general? It is said that, and this, I'm just talking about you can go look this up. The data's online that most of the time in marriages, long marriages, like 30-year, 20-year marriages, most of the time women are more happier in the long run than men, because men tend not to be disciplined, not to be structured and hold everything in. They don't really tend to put everything on the table. You're neglecting your purpose. You're neglecting your health. A lot of men stop working out around early to mid 30s. Early to mid 30s. This is known. This is a known thing. I'm telling y'all right now, this is a known thing. I did the data. I looked up the data, bro. A lot of women are outliving men based on this factor, because you know what women do? Women prioritize and structure their life around their happiness and their physical being, because you know why? Women have something that we don't have. Women care about how they look, how they feel, and how they think, and their structured life. We don't. It's a certain part of a man's life where he don't even give a fuck how he look, how he feel. He just want to be out here. As men, you have to be structured. Your body is the first reflection of your discipline. Why do you think they came up with the dad bod? To make you feel comfortable about being lazy and having no structure. Do you think women, women don't really care if you have a six pack or you're super in shape. They don't care about you being super in shape. They don't. Bro, I'm telling you right now, they don't care that you're super in shape. They like the fact that you're disciplined enough, structured enough to at least just go to the gym 3 to 4 times a day. A week, not day, because that's me. My bad. I go 3 or 4 times a day. My bad. That's me. Sorry. 3 to 4 times a week and say, hey, look, what I do is this. I go to the gym. I'm running. I'm eating. Listen, try this, fellas. And ladies, if there's some ladies in the chat, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Shit, I still got a kid. I still got J-Mac. You are kind of small. I didn't want to say that out loud. J-Mac is kind of small. But I do want to say this. Ask a lady. If you go on a date with a lady, right, and you eat less than her, you really structure like that. You don't eat. You ain't hungry. I'm good. You don't drink too much. When you show discipline, J-Mac kind of small. If you show discipline and restraint with a woman, she admires that. Do you know? You know, bro, listen, trust me, I've been around females, bro. If there's a female in here that knows me in the chat, ask her, bro. Most of these men, when they get around women and a woman gets alone with them or they lay in a bed with a woman, the first thing a man's trying to do is fuck. They're so used to that. Women are so used to that. They are surprised when a man is alone with them and not trying to have sex with him and he has the restraint and discipline to say, no, I'm cool. Bro, most of you men out there, if a woman, look, I'm going to look straight at it. If a woman was in the bed with you talking about, do you mind if I sleep naked? And you say, no, can you put some clothes on? You niggas wouldn't say that. You niggas like, yeah, lay naked right here. Lay up against me, baby. Come feel him. I want you to feel him. Because you lack discipline. You lack structure. You don't understand nothing about what really it means to say no. No means no, ladies. By the way, ladies, no means no. Right? And the reason I say that, right? See, J-Mac will fold. J-Mac will fold right there in the chat. J-Mac will fold. He can't sleep in the bed and tell her to sleep with her clothes on. A female sleep next to J-Mac, he gonna fold. And it's okay, J-Mac. I get it. Some females, it's just, I get it, J-Mac. You ain't the only one. A lot of males are fold, but you have to stay strong, J-Mac. That's why I'm here to help y'all, right? And that leads us into our next topic, J-Mac. Because, see, I'm here to help J-Mac, right? My boy J-Mac's a rapper, right? But you got to go to your decision making, right? Discipline sharpens your decision-making skills, right? When you discipline, it sharpens your decision-making. When you start disciplining yourself, let's say when you know what you're eating, when you're working out, you have this, it helps you with that, right? And so a good decision-making skill of being disciplined is going celibate for a while. Go celibate for a while, bro. Don't just always be, don't always be trying to, knock it out, bro. Just be celibate. Don't always be trying to knock it out. So you always trying to knock it out, bro. You can't do that, bro. You have to be celibate for a little while. When you go celibate for a little bit, bro, this what happens when you go celibate for a little bit, bro. When you go celibate for a little bit, bro, it teaches you how not to want it. It teaches you. So I tell her to sleep with a hoodie. Nah, bro, you tell her to sleep fully. Bro, listen. When you go celibate for a year, bro. This is what I'll tell you. When you go celibate for a year and you really, really like been around like some fine females, I'm talking about with body and all the extras, you could lay next to a naked female and just be cool. But you got to understand your body is going to react naturally. Your body's going to react. You have to be, it does give you clarity. You have to be man enough to say, hey, I'm not going to react. I'm good. You have to not react. You have to understand the mind controls the body. The body has a mind of its own. Don't get me wrong. But you have to tell her, look, nah, you can sleep with some clothes on. Because see, one thing a woman going to respect you is your discipline, your structure, and you as a man putting your foot down like, nah, put some clothes on. This ain't it over here. Put some clothes on. She might feel a certain type of way because she wants you to feel it, but now put some clothes on. And deep down, you want to clap them cheeks. You want to knock the cheeks out. Deep down, you do. But tell her, put some clothes on. She gonna respect the fact that you want to clap them cheeks, but put some clothes on. They like that, bro. She deep down, she wants you to clap them cheeks, but she respects the fact as a man you told her put them clothes on. We gonna lay here together. Now don't get me wrong. I'm talking. This is as an older man. In my 20s, her cheeks would have got clapped. It would have been a cold night that night. But we talking about now as an older man. You feel me? I can talk now. You feel me? I could talk now. I can't talk as a younger man. I can't talk about that because as an older man, it took me levels to get to discipline. It took me levels to get to structure. It took me, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all my route. I'm gonna tell y'all some stories because I don't want y'all to think I'm just on here preaching to the choir, right? So it took me drinking all the time, partying all the time, hopping from woman to woman, just out here wilding, bro. I'm talking about wilding. To say, you know what, one day I'm not drinking no more. I'm not eating meat no more. I'm celibate. I'm just out here working out, going to work, going to school, and focusing on me to get that clarity saying, hold up. I want the best version of me to give to the world. So when someone see me, they say, hold up. This dude actually cares about his integrity and who he is as a person. This dude is actually a good man of God. This is a good Christian dude. This is a good man of God. This is someone I could look to and say, you know what? That's a man of integrity. I actually like this man because that's a good man. When he speaks, I understand what he's saying. When that man speaks, I can hold value to his word. If he gives me his word, I know what he's saying. I like this man more than what he's just how he looks and what he says. I like this man about his values. See, a lot of people ain't got values. That's the problem. Don't be saying, "Oh, we know." That's my past. Don't everybody got a bad past, But anyway, but what happens with that when you do have structure and discipline, more women will like you. But when more women like you, and you do glow a little different, bro. Listen, you glow a little different because my age, when you glow a little different, when you had this discipline, and someone likes you, and they're like, oh, and you tell them your age, they're like, how old are you? Like, yeah, I'm that old. They're like, damn, that's crazy. Because what happens is, bro, women are energy creatures, right? They're very feminine energy creatures. They pick up on that stuff. They can know if you bullshitting, bro. Woman would know if I was bullshitting. A woman would know off bat if I was bullshitting. She know I'm not bullshitting. She know it's real. She know if I was bullshitting, bro. So they know. This is real deal. Listen, J-Mac. I've stood the pressure, bro. I stood up to the pressure, bro. I ain't lying to you, bro. I had to stand up to the pressure. I'm talking about, I've been in some sticky situations where, you just got to be like, nah, can you please, nah, I'm cool. Not because I didn't want to. It's because my discipline and structure meant more to me, the journey I'm on right now, And so that's why I'm here and I'm able to talk to y'all about this and say, you know what? This matters more to me, right? Because my decision-making skills have been sharpened because of the structure. My mind's not clouded by impulses. See, structure and discipline didn't help me, so my mind's not clouded by impulses. My flesh doesn't dictate my actions no more because them impulses are gone. What I mean by impulses, y'all know them impulses. Y'all know them what you do in Texas at 2 a.m. because that liquor. Can you please keep the clothes on so I can mentally focus? Is all you got to say. But y'all remember them 2 a.m. calls when you liquored up. You know, you might have popped a pill or something. You know, you don't know what you own. But you lose focus when you put them stuff and you put that stuff in your body. Because it's not really, it's not you talking. It's to blame it on the goose. You know, blame it on the alcohol. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all know when you're inebriated, when you're not in the right reality, what you're doing. Reason being is this, right? Impulses. A lot of y'all have done things y'all didn't want to do, not because y'all was on alcohol, not because y'all was on drugs. It's because of an impulse and the lack of discipline and lack of structure. It's not because something forced you. It's because you what to say? You succumb to an impulse. Y'all know it. A lot of y'all know that. A lot of y'all know that. You ever ask yourself, why'd you answer that call or why'd you answer that text? It's because you was chasing a temporary feeling and started instead of starting thinking long term. You're chasing a temporary feeling instead of thinking long term. If you stop chasing that temporary feeling and start thinking long term, a lot of us would be in different situations. You know what I mean by this? If a lot of y'all didn't think about temporary feelings, y'all wouldn't have the baby mamas or baby daddies y'all have right now. If you started thinking about long term, even me, if I didn't chase a temporary feeling and start thinking about the long term, I wouldn't have kids with who I have kids with. I love my kids to death. Love them to death. But if a lot of us say, you know what, condom on, I don't want to have kids by this person. I'd rather be married for 20 years and have kids by this one person, condom on. I don't care how I feel. I don't care. I don't care about the macaroni. I don't care about, you know. But you know what I'm saying? We think long term, if we thought about the long term goals we have, if we thought about the family unit, if we thought about where we be 20 years down the line, 15 years down the line, 10 years down the line, the problems we would have, if you thought about those problems, because everybody say, well, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I know. Yeah, you did. You knew who that person was going to be. You knew exactly who that person was going to be. We don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit it. Every yes and every no weighs heavy. Every yes and every no weighs heavy. You know, it carries heavy weight. You know why? Because when you say yes or no, you remember it. Y'all know, think about it. Hey, think about this, right? I want you to think about a time you said yes and you regretted it, and you said no and you regretted it. I want y'all to think about that out there. Remember a time you said no, you regretted it, and yes. When you said no to something, you should have stayed in. Remember that? You know that one time you stayed in when you should have went out, and when you went out, you should have stayed in. And you think to yourself, man, I should have stayed in, or I should have went out. Decision making skills, or because I know I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all. It's been a couple times I've been at the house, drunk, faded. Pick this thing up, text, what you doing? Looked away for 2 seconds. Bing, nothing. Back and forth, lying just to get it. Come over. I'm going to come get you. Right? Just to tell her a bunch of lies, just to get what I want for the night, for that temporary feeling. And then once that temporary feeling was done for that night, and the conversation that led to the next day, I'm like, why did I even say that stuff? And now I'm looking at a 2-week conversation like, well, you lied. And yeah, I did. Yes, of course I lied. It was a temporary feeling. I had bad decision-making skills. Why? Because I wasn't disciplined and structured. The disciplined man knows when to walk away from situations that he don't deserve him. A disciplined man knows when to walk away from situations that don't deserve him. That's a lot of men's biggest problem. We don't walk away from situations that don't deserve us. Why? Because some of us don't know our worth. And women too. A lot of you ladies too. Hey, for real. A lot of ladies too. A lot of men don't walk away from situations that don't deserve us. We sit there. Why? We be sitting there like this. Oh man, I think she loved me. I think I love her. Females too. He gonna change. He gonna be better. Y'all don't understand that it's certain situations you got to learn how to walk. You can't change people. You can't save people. Listen, if anyone in the chat has walked on water or made water into wine, brought someone back from the dead, or took two fish, if y'all took this, and let's say this is fish and this is bread, and you fed 5,000 people, please put a dub in the chat. I want to see you. Because if you ain't did that, if Jesus can't say these hoes, you can't say these hoes. I'm sorry. Because they not trying to go to Jesus. I'm sorry. Shout out to Jesus. Lady Jesus. That's how you got to look at it. Because I thought, bro, listen. You can lie to yourself all day and night. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. You can try your best. You can give it your best effort. You can wake up every morning looking at the same person saying they're going to change today. You're going to love on them. You're going to pour into them. You know the laundry basket with the holes in it? You know how laundry baskets have the hole in it? So you know why laundry baskets have holes in it, right? So the clothes don't mildew, so they don't stink, so they get air, right? Have you ever tried to fill up a laundry basket with water? Has anyone tried to fill up a laundry basket with water? Have you ever? That's like pouring into some people. That's like you trying to pour into some people. It's not going to happen. They don't want you to. They're comfortable how they are. They've accepted their life. That's what they want for themselves. You keep trying to tell them, no, you're better. I see in you. I believe in you. They don't even see what you see in them. They looking at you like, the fuck you see? I go look in the mirror every day. I still don't see that. I don't know what you seeing. That's crazy. That's wild. You see something that I don't see. I don't even know how you seeing that. That's crazy. Well, I guess if you see it, I guess I'll see it. If you force me to see it, which is baffles me because we'll spend so much time pouring into other people rather than pouring in ourselves with discipline and structure, which is crazy. I get it. I guess I get it though, but I don't get it. I'm just saying I get it because I want to make y'all think I get it, but I don't. Because a disciplined man knows when to walk away from a situation that doesn't serve him, whether that's an argument, a bad deal, or a toxic habit. Now listen to what I said, whether it's an argument, a bad deal, or a toxic habit. If you know me, listen, if you know me, I do not argue with people. I do not argue with people. I will walk away from, I do not argue with people. I will not argue with you. We will not do it. I know how to resolve a conflict, but I refuse to go back and forth with someone who thinks they're right. I refuse to. I will walk away from the situation. Bad deals, they happen. Toxic habits, I think we all have a few, but you can fix those. A disciplined man moves with purpose, not emotions. Now, this is a hard one because a disciplined man moves with purpose, not emotions, because it's kind of hard because a lot of men who weren't raised with fathers and raised with mothers have taken on that kind of feminine trait of having a lot of emotions. I'm one of them. So I can't even lie to you guys. I can't sit here and lie to you because as a single mom raising my single mom raised me, you kind of take on her response to situations with emotions, and I don't care what nobody say, bro. It happens. Because if you a man and you got mad because a nigga called you the B word, or you got mad because somebody said something, you want to go hurt them, that's a feminine emotion. You tried to hurt somebody because they said something, that's a feminine emotion. And you get mad, you want to throw a temper tantrum, feminine emotion. Most men raised by a single mother have feminine emotion problems, and they don't know how to deal with it when they get older. Until they get around men, and we check, that's like, nigga, you acting like a female. Oh, nigga, shut up, bro. You're acting like a broad right now. Shut up before we do something. It takes men going through life with other men checking them like, bro, you're acting like a broad right now. Get out of your feelings. Until we go through life, bump our heads, and understand you can't kill a nigga for stepping on your shoes. You can't kill a nigga because he called you a bitch. You can't kill a nigga because he called you weird. Then you have to understand you can't out here try to beat up on women, bro. You can't do that. You can't run from your responsibilities as a man. You have to, just because your baby mama don't want you, you got to take care of the kids, bro. Just because she don't want you, just because she's with another dude, yes, you have to take care of the kids. No, you can't keep popping up at her house because she with another dude, bro. She's moved on. She found someone else, bro. It is what it is, bro. Stay out of her business. Stop acting like her because your mama raised you. For real, bro. Some of these dudes be acting like they sister because they was raised in the house. Bro, Trust me, bro. I have an older sister that's 2 years older than me. I got a aunt that's only 9 years older than me. I grew up in a house with number of women, bro. And I had to check myself at an early age, bro. I started acting like a female. Straight broad. I was always mad. Oh, you can't talk to me like that. Oh, I got a problem with authority. You acting like a straight broad, bro. A weird broad. Like J-Mac said. I was like, hold on, bro. You acting like a weird broad. So I know when niggas is acting like a broad. Niggas smacking their lips and rolling their eyes and turning like, bro, you acting like a broad. Like, stop. Be a man. Like, bro, be a man, bro. Like, men get talked about. We talk about each other. It is what it is. Move on. If you don't want to fight about it, move on. You shouldn't have to fight about it. You should be able to talk about it and move on. Handle your responsibilities as a man and go about your business. Do you understand there's men in this world? Do you understand that it's men in this world right now, bro? I talk to men right now. And a lot of them, some of them are black, but most of them are white, Hispanics, Asian, other than black, that are married to a woman they don't even like only because they have kids with this woman. They don't even want to be with the woman. They say, but I got kids with her. I got to stay with her till at least the kids are grown. That's my family. I got to take care of them. That blew my mind. I'm like, bro, so hold up. You with this woman? You don't even like her. I don't like her. I love her, but what I'm going to do? Leave her, the kids on stuck? I'm going to take care of these kids whether I like her or not. You think I'm going to leave her with some other man to take care of my kids? No, that's my responsibility. I got to take care of the kids. I understand that. And this comes from someone who has kids. But when I was young and had my kids, no one installed that. Say, bro, listen, you got to marry her, bro. And if you like her, it's about the kids. But you ain't got to nigga just take care of the kids. Leave her. We are so messed up in the head because our decision-making skills are so messed up because we're so feminine in our way of thinking. We're not mature. We're not mature in our thinking to say, hell, with discipline and structure. Because why? A lot of us are single parent home, so our mom didn't have time to give us this. That's why I'm here. So you could actually say, you know what? There's some dude. If I had somebody like me, bro, where I'm at now, if I had a man like me in my life where I'm at now, like where I'm really at right now, bro, I'd be a different person. I know a lot of dudes don't want to hear this, so they're not gonna really receive it. So I get it. It's like, it's not for them, so I get it. They can get a little offended. They'll get a little feelings. Oh, he called me. So I get it. But it is what it is. But we'll keep moving along so we don't get caught. But I get it. Trust me, I get it 100%. Right? But we're going to move into relationships, right? The reason why with relationships it's so important to be disciplined structured because relationship is going to test you. Women are going to, listen, as a man, women are going to test you, bro. Women will be your number one adversary. They're going to test you, not in a bad way, right? And relationships discipline means showing up even when it's not convenient. It means being consistent, communicating with respect, and keeping your word, bro. With women, listen. Take this from someone who's been in enough relationships to know that you have to show up even when it's not convenient. Even when you don't. If you say you love someone, if you say you're going to be there, even when she gets on your nerves, bro, when she's talking during football, when she's asking dumb questions during football, during the basketball game, bro, just be like, okay, yeah, okay, what is it? What is it? Like, what is it? What? Like, my thing is this, and I had to learn this over time, fellas, so listen to me. You can't say you love someone and when you mad at them, not love them. If I love you, even when I'm mad at you, I love you. Like, okay, that's like saying if I'm mad at my girl, right? And a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm very being transparent right now. Even when I'm mad at my girl, I love her. So I could be dead mad at her. If she asks me for something, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna let her know I'm still mad at you, but I'm gonna do this. But it's still fuck you right now. But I'm gonna do this. But I want you to know while I'm doing it, it's still fuck you. But I'm mad. But I'm going to do this. Why? Because I can't say I love you and I do for you while I love you. But it's still fuck you. Just want you to know that. Ain't nothing personal, but it's still fuck you. But when I go to bed, I'm not mad. But when I wake up, I'm going to be mad again. It's because you can't just show up when it's convenient. You have to show up 100%. And it's jokingly, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's impossible for you to really be mad at someone you love. Like, unless they do something like that's very disrespectful, that breaks your trust. Like, I don't see, like, I've never really been mad at someone I love unless they really broke my trust. They lied to me or disrespected me. I've never really been mad at someone that, like, I love. Like, I'll get my little feelings about, like, temper. If I don't get something I want, like, I have to play mad to get what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But nothing really mad. But consistent communicating with respect to keeping your word. As a man, listen, fellas. Let me tell you something about women, fellas. If you don't know this about women, fellas, women are like credit cards. Women are like credit cards, bro. Women are like credit cards. You start with a full line of credit with women. You start with a full line of credit with women, fellas. Every time you do something, you lose credit. Every time you do something, you lose credit, right? Every time. And they don't tell you. They smile on your face. They still having good sex with you. They still calling you daddy. They still doing everything they can with it. They still do everything they can for you. And your credit keeps dropping. Once your credit is gone, they mentally, emotionally check out. Once your credit's fully gone, they emotionally, and mentally check out. Until they cut the credit card up, that's when they leave. When they cut the credit card up, that's when they leave. So listen to me again. Women are like credit cards with you. You start with a full line of credit with them. And every time you mess up their trust, you break their trust, you do something to hurt them, the credit drops. And until fully it's like, nope, credit card gets cut and they leave. Yeah, they leave, bro. I've witnessed this, bro. I've literally witnessed this, bro. And what I mean by this is, right, as you can tell, I'm very articulate. I'm very smart. I'm very insightful. I'm very good, right? And so I remember I was dating this one chick, right? And how I approach dating women is very different than most men. Like, I still believe in traditional dates. I still believe in waiting a certain amount of time before we have sex. I still believe in meeting their parents. I still believe in doing certain things. Any female friend of mine will tell you, I meet people's parents and be like, hey, cool, I get cool with their parents. Like, I'm one of them weirdo, like, regular traditional dudes, right? So, but at the same time, I'm still a nigga. Like, I might cheat. Like, I might, like, fuck with a gang of females. I might, but I'm still a nigga, but I'm just like a good nigga. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I'm like a gentleman that's a nigga, a gentle nigga. I don't know what they call it, but like, I still do nigga shit. But on the surface, I'm like a good man. Yeah, it's crazy, right? So like, when you see me, I'm like, he's a great man. Like, he's good with my family. He shows up. He buys me roses. He takes me out. But he's out here fucking all these women. But he's just fucked up. Like, so it's a duality situation with me, right? So I remember I'm dating this one chick, right? And I'm chilling with her family. I'm buying her roses. I'm taking her on dates. We're going out to eat. Like, it's this. We're holding hands. We're doing the whole couple thing, right? But I'm cheating. But I'm cheating. But I'm showing up so good, it doesn't even look like I'm cheating, because what I learned this from females now. Now, fellas, listen. The reason why women get away with cheating, the reason why women cheat better than men, I learned this from a woman, a female friend of mine. She told me this. The reason why women get away with cheating more than men is women don't break protocol. Whatever women do for you, she will never stop doing while she's cheating. She'll make sure she doesn't break protocol. So whatever she does for you, she'll never stop doing it. If she's cheating on you, she'll keep doing it. She gonna make sure she's doing it so you don't even catch. No, you're not gonna do nothing different. When dudes start cheating, they don't call the same. They don't act the same. They're not the same attentive. They change because why? They feel like, well, I'm getting it from here. I'm cool. I learned, don't change nothing. If you with your girl, you make her feel like she's number one no matter what. If you cheating, she's number one 100%. Now, don't cheat. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is the old me. I'm just telling the story. So, bam, I'm cheating on my chick at the time, right? This is like 04, 05. This is like 20 years ago, right? So, bam, she ended up catching me cheating. I'm like, damn. She's crying like hysterically. Like, I'm like, damn. I'm like the way she's crying is like unrealistic. Like, why are you crying? Like, it's just, you just like literally, it's like she's crying like worse than me beating her. Like, like crying like hysterically. I'm like, why are you crying like this? Like, I've never seen no one crying like this from just catching me cheating on her. And then she's like, you just crushed everything I thought about you. You're not what I thought you were. I'm like, huh? And she goes to proceed to tell me that she thought I was different. She can't look at me the same. Like, it just hurt her so much. Like, it's not the same. Bro, do you know? She did not talk to me for like a week or two. Like, she was that hurt that she couldn't see me. Like, I was like, do you want to break up so we can, no, we're together, but I just can't. And she was never the same with me. Like, she couldn't trust me no more. Like, she couldn't. Bro, she was very like insecure around me, bro. The relationship just was downhill after that. Like literally, it became very argumentative. It was very combative. It was started being toxic. It was just like all bad. And that's when I realized that once a woman sees you a certain way and you ruin that perspective, that imagery of you, bro, it's not the same no more, bro. And when I realized that, I was like, dang, that's crazy. It was crazy. And I realized that it was like kind of like a credit card. Like, once you lose that, it's hard to get that back. And so I always tell men when dealing with females, bro, you got to understand that. You have to understand that. A lot of relationships fail because people confuse passion with purpose. Passion fades, but discipline keeps the foundation strong. And what I mean by that is I used to live life on passion. It was just like, oh, she's cute or she's hot. We have great sex. When we chill, it's good. It was just passion. We weren't dealing with each other with a purpose to build. Discipline was a good foundation. Think about a lot of our relationships. Was it just passion? It was just, oh man, it was just good. It was, we having great sex. We spent a great time. You know what I'm saying? No one ever thinks about that. You know what I'm saying? No one ever thinks about that. Sorry, guys. No one ever thinks about that. They just think about the passion. They just think about the passion, not the purpose of what you're dating. Think about it. I want all y'all there in the chat to check this out and think about this, right? Have you ever thought about, instead of just, and I see females say this all the time, he's cute, he's fuckable, he looks good, I like him. Not as he's husband material. I can see myself building a family with him. I can see my future with him. They don't say that. A lot of dudes don't say this. A lot of dudes say she got a fat ass. A lot of dudes say she's bad, she banging. That's what I know I should say. Especially if I met her at the club. I'm not thinking about nothing. At the club, I'm thinking about one thing, clapping them cheeks. That's it. And I get that because a lot of people think like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how we were raised to think. A disciplined man doesn't say I love you just to fulfill a silence. He shows it through action. And that's what I want to tell y'all right now. Saying I ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot of us just say I love you to fill a silence. You ever been in a situation where a girl say I love you and you just sitting there, you like, damn, it got awkward. It got like real awkward for a minute. She said I love you and you like, damn, the fuck, what I'm supposed to say? And so you just say it back like a weirdo. Or you just say it back like, you're like, damn, I wasn't supposed to say it back. And then now she believes you. She really thinks you love her. And you don't love her. You just said it to say it. And you capping, and she literally sits here and believes that. And now you're like, dang, bro, I shouldn't have said that. Now, every time y'all talk or text, I love you. Right? A disciplined man doesn't say I love you just to fill a silence. He shows it through his actions, through patience, through accountability. Discipline turns into leadership, bro. And the reason why I say it like that, and I wrote it like that, because when I thought about my life, right? When I thought about my life, I never showed my love through actions, through patience, through accountability, and then through leadership. I only showed it through a little bit of actions, no patience, no accountability, and never through leadership. I think a lot of men don't do that. I don't think a lot of men show their love through their actions, through their patience, through their accountability, and then turn their discipline into leadership. I think a lot of men miss that part. I think a lot of men fall short in that category because it's hard to do all four of those. Unless you were raised on that, unless you automatically know, hey, look, I'm here saying I love you. I'm going to show through my actions. I'm going to show through patience. I'm going to show through accountability. And my discipline, I'm going to show through leadership. Because leading by example is very hard for a lot of people because they say a lot of people talk a good game, but they don't actually deliver a good game. You know what I'm saying? Because why? It's easy to say I love you, bro. You know how many people that I think I love you is one of the most thrown around words next to bro. I think bro and I love you get thrown around so easy it's crazy. I think I love you and bro is just like, hey, bro, love you, bro, love you, bro. It's just thrown around. No one really means it. I think it's so. See, I think I love you is so watered down. No one takes it serious no more. Y'all, what do y'all think? Because I've heard people say it so much. They're not taking it serious because what happens is people get comfortable with that. They're comfortable with just saying it because they don't have to take it serious. They don't have to really come in here and say and hold themselves accountable. Because when you say you love someone, you holding yourself accountable. You're holding yourself accountable when you say you love someone. You're holding yourself accountable when you say you love someone. You're holding yourself to a certain standard saying, I love you. I'm responsible for you. I'm going to be patient with you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to lead you. I'm going to be there for you 100% the way. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference. Because see, some people, not all, but some people really want to be in love. Love is loyalty over everything. Love is loyalty over everything. Love is loyalty when you're wrong. Loyalty is when I'm mad. Loyalty is loyalty over everything. Love is sacrifice. Love is being there when the chips are down. The reason why people don't know what love is no more is because we have a law of abundance. We have the opportunity to just go through everything and check everything out. We have the opportunity right now to choose from everything in this world. Because we've made divorce, we've made separation so easy. And I'm not saying that's bad because I know some situations are bad. But what I'm saying is I've seen a lot of situations where you say you love someone, right? But the few females that I've loved, they could tell you we were together for a while because I can't say I love you and just break up with you. It's going to take some years because I just don't wake up and love somebody. I just can't love you today and break up with you tomorrow. It's not going to happen. We're going to go through some years and I might do some fucked up shit. You're going to like, how can you do that? I love you. I just did some fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? It be like that because a lot of women don't understand with men. We do things just out of, not out of spite, but just out of flesh, like just for pleasure, not passion. You know what I'm saying? So it looks a little different to most people. You might think, oh, he did this on purpose. No, we just be thinking with our dick sometimes. We just think out of that moment. Sometimes we're not really thinking. We're not really thinking. You know, if that does that make any sense does that make sense to y'all? Or am I just y'all think I'm trying to cover up for a lot of dudes out here? Because I'm not. I'm just being 100% honest with y'all, just telling y'all the truth that like that's how a lot of dudes move, and they're not gonna tell you that. A lot of times they just be moving, thinking what they dick, right? But what I want to do, tell y'all right now, we got 2 more segments before we close out the show, and I want to thank all y'all for being here because today actually is a good show. Today is actually one of them shows that where I surprised myself on this one. I really surprised myself on this one, right? So with this one is the power of words and mindful speech. One of the most underrated parts of discipline is your mouth. Being mindful of your words is power. Now, if you're a Christian, if you believe in God, there's a parable in the Bible where Jesus says, for it's not what goes in a man's mouth that defiles them, it is what comes out of a man's mouth that defiles them. Now, you know why he said that? Because a lot of time people don't know what they're saying. It's very filthy compared to what they're eating. Sometimes what you say is more filthier than what you're eating. Sometimes what you say is more filthier than what you're eating. And y'all say a lot of filthy things. People say a lot of hurtful things to people. Y'all not even understanding that. Like, y'all are just saying hurtful, filthy things to people instead of really lifting people up and actually pouring into them. And a lot of people say filthy things because they're saying things with emotions. When you say things with emotions, you're just saying things because you're hurt, and hurt people, and you want people to feel like you're feeling in that moment instead of taking your time saying, hey, hold up. Before I say this, and I can't take this back. Once them words leave your mouth, you can't take them back. So if you just hold up before you say stuff and say, hold up. Before I say this, who will it affect? How will it affect them? How will it be remembered after I say it? And how can I preserve myself from saying this? How can I make sure I don't say this the wrong way? Because perception is everything. So before you say something that's hurtful, negative, and that can really hurt someone, be mindful of how you say that. And why should we do that? Why should we do that? Being mindful of your words is power. You ever seen a great speaker, how they pause, how they think about what they're finna say? Because once words leave your mouth, they can't be taken back. They can bless or burn everything around you. They can bless or burn everything around you. So you got to be careful with your words. Like when I sit up here, the reason why I have notes, the reason why I write down what I'm talking about, because I don't ever want to get caught up in this conversation saying something crazy and y'all play this back like, man, Maserati said some wild stuff. He said some crazy stuff. No, talking with intention means you know what to say, when to say it, and when to stay quiet. There is strength in silence. Every moment doesn't need a reaction. Bro, listen, I was just telling my partner this last night. I just told my partner this last night. Talking with intention means knowing what to say, when to say it, and when to stay quiet. There's strength in silence. You don't always got to speak. You don't always got to be heard. A lot of times people feel like, oh, you got to hear me. They got to hear what I'm saying. They got to know what I'm saying. No, they don't. No, they don't. Sometimes when you sit like this, that's powerful. Sometimes when I'm in a meeting with people that I know have more power than me or are smarter than me or know things more than me, I don't say too much. I give short answers. When they say it's on me, blah, 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 blah. That's it. Okay, thank you. Not because I'm nervous, not because I'm scared. It's because I know that I'm in a room with people that might have a little more intelligence than me or a little more experience. They might not be smarter, but they have more experience. And if they talk longer, I can learn from them talking. And when I learn from them talking, I empower myself more. I know what to say, and when to be quiet. I talk all day on these things. They give me a couple little cents to talk on here. I've learned this over time. It was a time I felt like I had to speak every room I was in. They got to understand. They got to know I know what to say when to say it. Nah, you don't got to speak all the time. Every moment doesn't need a reaction. Emotionally speaking, a man who isn't mastered his tongue can destroy everything he's built in seconds. We've seen this. Emotionally speaking, a man who hasn't mastered his tongue can destroy everything he has built in seconds. We've seen this so many times when dudes get in front of these cameras, don't pay attention to what they're saying, and like that, everything they work so hard for is gone. You have to stop emotionally speaking. That goes for in your relationships, in your family, on these cameras, on these streams, everything. You have to understand when you get very prideful and egotistical, oh, I did this. Nah. And if you see me on here going off and all that, please believe that is strategically said. Because I'll never get on here and, no, strategically, because I understand this. I know why I'm saying it and what I'm saying it for. I want it to be said a certain way. It needs to be said a certain way. So I'm always say it a certain way so you can understand it, why I'm saying it, right? And with that being said, right, and it's very important that I say that. When you speak of emotions instead of wisdom, you give power to chaos. When you speak from emotions instead of wisdom, you give power to chaos. And why is that? You see a lot of the negativity in the world. You see when people put up BS. You understand when people sit here and ask goofy questions. It brings chaos. You give power to chaos. And when you give power to chaos, it comes buffoonery, it comes goofy stuff, and that becomes problems. But when you speak with clarity, you command respect. You know why a lot of people don't have respect? You know why a lot of people don't get respect? Why they got to move a certain way? Why they got to lean on certain stuff? Because how they speak. You know why people have to do certain things a certain way? Because of how they speak. See, you can't buy respect. It's earned. That's something you can't buy. That's not something tangibly you can buy. You have to earn that. And so with that being said, I don't want to harp too much on that because that one is a strong part of discipline that most people can't deal with. Most people can't see that. Sometimes discipline means biting your tongue. Sometimes it means letting people know what you think. I ain't gonna say letting them think they won, but sometimes it means biting your tongue. Sometimes it means letting people think they won because you value peace over pride. And I've told my boy Sav this. I will bite my tongue to preserve the relationship to let someone think they've won. Because I value peace over pride, right? I value peace over pride. So me biting my tongue is not a sign of weakness. Me biting my tongue ain't saying, okay, I'm scared or I won't want nothing to happen. No, me biting my tongue is I value peace over pride anytime, right? And with that being said, our last segment of the day, guys, before we get up out here, I know I had you in here for normally at normal time is an hour on this one. Discipline ain't a one-time thing. It's a daily choice to be better than you were yesterday, to live with order, to protect your peace, your time, and your purpose. So it's not a one-time thing, right? Structure gives you freedom because when you master yourself, you can move through this world with power, purpose, and peace. So today, make a decision. Discipline your habits, your emotions, your words. Be a man that's an unstoppable man with discipline. Now, the reason why I tell you guys this like this is when you discipline your habits, your emotions, and your words, you make yourself unstoppable to yourself. So I'm not worried if you're unstoppable to other people. You make yourself unstoppable to yourself, because what happens is when you get in your own way, that becomes your biggest problem. So we're not worried about other people. We're worried about when you get in your own way. Because when you get in your own way, that's the worst problem of all. When you get in your own way, I'm more concerned about that. Because when you get in your own way, that's when things get tricky. That's when things get real tricky, when you get in your own way. And then that's what I'm worried about you guys. And that's what I'm here for, right? That's what I'm here for. I've went through everything I went through so you don't have to go through it, guys. I took the bumps on the head so you didn't take the bumps on the head. I sacrificed so you didn't have to. And I swear, if I had someone talking what I'm talking right now when I was young, I'd probably be in a way better situation. And I want to thank everyone who came through tonight to Talk Maserati podcast for discipline episode. And if I could leave y'all with anything, the one thing I leave y'all with tonight with discipline and structure is when you create a certain level of discipline and structure in your life, you'll see a change in yourself that you love more than anything. Like, you will fall in love with yourself a certain way that you've never loved yourself before, and you will be thankful for it. You will really honor that, and you will really respect that about yourself. And the level of discipline and structure I can show you for myself is hopping on here, no matter what, no matter how, no matter when, no matter what the problem is, still hopping on here talking to you guys, being there for you guys, showing up for you guys, knowing that there's a lot of people out there that want this knowledge, that wish they could have this knowledge, and may not know how to get them, how to do it, because everyone is not equipped with the same information or the same way to do it. So I'm not saying that people don't know how, don't want to know how. I'm just saying that from me to you, I want to see you shine. I want to see you winning whatever it is you want to do. And I know that it's not easy to wake up every day and say, hey, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to read a book, I'm going to start a plan, I'm going to hop on the podcast, I'm going to go to the studio, I'm going to do this. Because there's so many good excuses in life. That's the thing about discipline and structure. There's so many good excuses in life. I need to get 8 hours of sleep. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I got a family. I got a girlfriend. I got a wife. I got kids. Those are all legit good excuses. Yes, I know. But you got a purpose. God put you here for a reason. You got to love yourself first. You got to understand yourself first. You got to want something for yourself more than what you had before. Where were you at 5 years ago? Where were you at 10 years ago? What really matters to you? Tell me. When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see? How far have you came? Because I'm going to tell you with me, I was never really disciplined. I never was asked to be disciplined. People loved how dysfunctional I was. When I was dysfunctional in life, I was praised. I was a real nigga. I was that nigga when I was dysfunctional and undisciplined, because it made those around me who were just the same way feel comfortable. I was the best of that. I was the most chosen. I was the one deemed best because I was the most dysfunctional, undisciplined, unstructured person. We like that about him because he's just like us. So we don't have to fix us because he's like us. But when you change that narrative, you become a better person. Now your family like you. Now your friends like you. But the people who don't like that type of stuff, they're not going to like you. So you're going to have to understand that. And you have to be okay with not being liked, you know? So before we get up out of here, guys, Facebook, shout out to Facebook. They've been popping up lately. Twitch. Yeah, I don't really like doing Instagram that much because it's a little different on Instagram. I like to do this. Have y'all come over here. I appreciate y'all coming over here from Instagram if y'all did. I'm getting a call right now. Let me tell them I'm streaming right now. But yeah, I appreciate y'all being here, man. And I also want to tell y'all the importance of just understanding where do y'all want to go in life and the importance of that. And these topics I pick are kind of based off of things that I see every day and I go through my own life, because one of my biggest things that I realized, the reason why I picked this particular topic was, let me show you. I want to show y'all so I know I'm not lying. Hold on. I want to show y'all so I know I'm not lying. Let's see if it pops up. Watch it not pop up. Today is the only day it doesn't pop up. Of course, today's the only day it doesn't pop up. Watch. Of course. Oh, no, here it is. How's it show? It doesn't. Well, it ain't going to show you. But if you see, chat, I got a 53 streak week of going to the gym. That's 53 straight weeks I've been to the gym. So that's something for me. Going to the gym for 53 straight weeks, that's a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. I got 53 weeks, right? Straight. 53 weeks straight of going to the gym. That is amazing for me. I don't care what no one else say. I don't care what no one else thinks. For me, that is a win. And I didn't think about the goal. I didn't set a goal. I just told myself every day I'm going to go to the gym, whether it's to do 10 minutes on the bike, to walk, do a couple sets of something. I'm just going to show up. It's not about how much I do. It's just show up. If I just show up, I'm already here. I'm going to do something. While everybody's out partying, while everybody's out going out to eat, while everybody's doing everything, I'm going to just show up. That was the difference. Those are the decisions I made. When everybody else is doing all the cool stuff, being fun and having fun, I'm just going to show up for me. And it worked. And so I'm happy with the 53-week streak. Are you going to show up for you? How are you going to show up for yourself? What are you going to do for you that's going to make you show up for you? What are you going to set right now while we're on this stream? What are you going to say when I hop off Maserati? I'm going to set something for myself. What small goal? I don't want no big goal. You ain't got to be like me. But what are you going to get away from this? Say, you know what? I can do this. What goal are you going to set and say, hey, you know what? I'm tired of just being all right. I'm tired of being semi-structured, semi-disciplined. I'm tired of letting people just think I'm average. What are you going to do? Think about it. Think about it. Y'all know. I ain't got to tell y'all. Y'all know. You know better than me because you're with yourself more than me. All right. Well, I'm going to hop off this stream and go to the gym because we gonna keep it going. I don't care about the next street. I care more about just one day at a time. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I know I'm discipline and structure. Still not drinking. Still not smoking. Still not doing no drugs. Still no sex. Still no meat. Well, yeah. Yeah. So it's about the discipline and the goals. Now, but once a certain goal gets accomplished, certain things are getting off that list. Though I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. One more goal gets accomplished, some things are coming off that list. I'm just being real, guys. So don't be like, oh, he said he wasn't doing one thing. One more goal gets accomplished, something's coming off that list. And it ain't drinking or drugs or food or meat. So you should know. But I'm gonna end this stream, guys. Hey, you guys have a blessed day.